are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in.
You've been in this business all this time. You never fucked around with it.
I dated. Well, I did say I did. The actor that I dated.
Yeah.
And the one white guy that I dated.
You dated a white guy?
I sure did.
That's good. How was that?
He was nice. But he was different. But I told him, I said, the reason why we've come to the end of our road, I see you dating all these black women. Now you're dating me. And you're not going to end up with a black woman. You're going to share your riches and your legacy with someone white. And so I'm getting off this train.
Really?
Yeah. And I told you, I'm very good with endings. I'm like, yeah, okay, bye. But nice guy, really nice guy. But it was just, I knew it wasn't going anywhere. But it was a great experience because he was a good human being. He was a good human being. And I think in life, I had to experience that. So I know what the other side is. You know, it's just not something that I want. I really love black men. I'm just attracted to black men. Like, that's my natural, it comes down to everything. Just the pheromones, the smell, and everything.
You like him and he likes you.
We liked each other, but he pursued me. He actually took me on a date. We did the red carpet. He asked me to. I was like, what?
I get this picture you go.
And this is in Hyde Martin, too. Yeah, I was like, what? But he was good looking and stuff. Brian Austin Green. Very well loved.
Really?
Yeah. Nice guy. Nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
Brian
guy.
get down.
Oh, and great, like, rapper. Like, he was good at writing. He had a studio in his house. And that was another thing that attracted me to him. He was very musically inclined. His dad is a jazz musician and stuff. Yeah. So there was a lot of commonality there. But he was like the only actor and white guy that I ever dated.
That's what's up.
I gave it a shot.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope. That's dope.
Gosh, there were 2 points, but I'll just respond to the latter one. I meant to say this earlier when we were talking about the reason that black females may be more confused about the system of racism, white supremacy, and who practices it. And I said I thought the primary reason was that we don't experience the more violent forms of it. No, that's secondary. Primary, this is really key. People really need to, I hope people will hear this, and I hope people will believe this. Some people know this. The primary reason is that black females are either the primary participants or secondary participants, meaning that their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their friends, somebody they know who's a black female is engaging in sex with white people. Our minds are more mushy because we engage in more sex with white people than black males do. Now that seems to be the reverse of what is the case, because on the sidewalk, you see a whole lot more black males with white females than the reverse. But there's a whole lot. There has always been since slavery, there has always been, continues to be, in office buildings, in houses, everywhere you can possibly think of, lots and lots of sex between black females and white men. The key is that it's real hush-hush. It's real secret. And white people, they enforce and depend upon its secrecy so that we don't even know the devastating effect other black people don't even necessarily know, where all those defensive statements are coming from black women, because people don't know she's been in the bed with a white man. They depend on the secrecy of that, and they don't want it exposed. Hush. It's real.
Yeah, let's read this first. And Big Mo says late night tax, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. All right, let's get underway, everyone. Y'all know there was no way I was going to leave the Tichina Arnold story alone. There was no way. Y'all not even get a part 2 to this, to be honest. Why? Who would have known? If she didn't say, who would have known? You got to appreciate the framing, too. I dated a white guy. You know, it was nothing. And then I learned to love brothers after that. Oh man, yeah. Then you getting married at 43 years old. Anyway, moving along. Who would have known? If she didn't say anything, who would have known? I've said this before. Black women, and shout out to all of you who remember. To all of you who are recent to Mr. Z's channel, y'all don't know. Look, I'm not saying that I was the first to say this. What I am saying is that I popularized it within the black manosphere, and I emphasized it within the black manosphere, that black women are out here in secret with white men and non-black men. Once again, let me say it again, just in case someone wants to run with this and misinterpret and misquote Z. I did not say I was the first. I said I popularized it. I said I emphasized it. That black women were out here with non-black men in secret. And that black women were not nearly as, air quotes, loyal as they like to purport that they are. What's really happening is that black women aren't able to, in majority, they're not able to turn those situationships, those supposed relationships with their white co-workers, with random white men and non-black men, Latino men, their Latino mechanic, they're not able to, in majority, turn those into long-term public relationships and marriage. Definitely not marriage. Black women claim loyalty, but in actuality, it's a lack of choices outside of black men. Tichina Arnold said the quiet part out loud that you're not supposed to admit. You are not supposed to admit that this white guy who you're supposedly dating, whatever, we know what dating means. This white guy who you're dating, you're not supposed to admit that you know he just having fun with you, and you are just in a line of chocolate experiment. And when he's ready to get married, he will be married to a white woman. He will get married to a white woman and have children from white women. You as his black experiment, you're not supposed to admit that. And I'm telling y'all, I've seen comments on Instagram, on YouTube, and all black women are copping, please. Well, the black men do it too. But in reality, what black women are saying is, yeah, you're right. Some of them are like that. Yeah, you know what? At least she knew and she got out early. Yeah, them white boys do be acting like that. Yeah. Translation. Oh, we be knowing. Ooh, so y'all do know. So y'all okay with being experiments? Oh, because you experimenting too. Unfortunately for you, that experiment fails. Unfortunately for you, that experiment fails. And black men don't want you back, because when you over there, you stay over there. For those of you that don't get the Tichina Arnold and the B2Bs, this is a joke that Martin used to make fun of her. He used to make fun of, supposedly her hair wasn't relaxed in the back of her head, right, by her neck, in the back of her neck, right. And so he used to say buckshots and B2Bs and nappy hair and all this other stuff. So that's the joke. Okay, you know, dude was a well-known actor at the time, white guy. They went on a couple of dates. Cool beans. All of that's great. Cool. With that, what I want to emphasize that I don't see too many people speaking about is who would have known if she didn't say it. Which one of you knew this before the fact? We've been knowing about Tichina Arnold for what, 4 decades? Who knew if she didn't say anything? And you gotta appreciate her framing. This is another thing to emphasize. You have to appreciate her framing. After dating him, that's when I really knew that I loved black men. And you know, it's just the pheromones. I just love the way black men are, and I just find them more attractive. Yeah. But I tried it. I tried it with white men. Yeah. Anyway, train tracks. Yeah. And shout out to the young lady. Shout out to Tichina Arnold, because she knew, and she said it. And he had dated other black women. Ooh. So he dated you, he dated other black women, but you knew he was going to settle down with a white woman, which he did. Arguably one of the most attractive white women of the past few decades, past couple decades. Huh? Megan Fox. Well, damn. Huh? Yeah. Isn't this the playbook? Haven't we seen this? Hasn't Mr. Z given hypotheticals of this? The white dude, the Latino dude that hang around black men or hang around black people. He done piped a couple of sisters, piped a couple of black women. Huh? He'd be around. Then you don't see him for a decade or so, and next time you see him, married, 2-3 kids from a white woman, from a Latina. Yeah. But when we were in our teens and when we were in our early 20s and maybe even our mid 20s, oh, he stayed with him, a black woman. What happened? Huh? He stayed with a black woman when we were in our teens. He stayed with a black woman when we were in our 20s. I've said this before. These white dudes, and I'm not saying this was the case for him, but these white dudes, they learn all their little experience, how to do this and how to move like that. They practice on black girls and women. And then they go take that to white women on their ass. Huh? Yeah. Huh? Y'all gives you a second. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so it's not too much to criticize here. It's what we say in the Black Manosphere. It's what Mr. Z has been saying on this channel from the beginning, right? And it's good to know that you have black women saying it just outright, and so that young black men can move accordingly and make choices, make informed choices, especially as black women do the great reach back, as Mr. Z will call it. Huh? And you have black women saying, you know, they're done with the white boys and they, huh? Black women know. Black women know that the white guy's just experimenting right now and he's just doing his thing and he probably not gonna stay. They know, but they're okay with being the experiment. Dear black men, you gotta leave them out there in the elements. You gotta leave them in the wilderness for eternity. Unless you're okay with following up behind the white dude for a black woman that was just an experiment for him. Oh boy. Y'all gives you a second because this person does not know what they're doing. They're costing me. Nope. Lame ass. Sorry, y'all. There's always somebody that don't know what they're doing, messing up everything. But yeah. So Tichina Arnold, and this is not the only one. This is not the only one. A bunch of these Hollywood black women have stories. I told y'all about Rihanna. How many of y'all knew about Rihanna before I said it? Rihanna and Ashton Kutcher. Huh? A lot of these Hollywood black women in specific have their little stories. You see them publicly with black men. You'll be surprised how many of these white actors done smashed them, whatever black actress. Huh? And these are the women that turn around and they're on Oprah's show and they're on The View and they're on different shows and they'll pop up on somebody's podcast and claim on top of loyal to black men. Huh? Claiming loyalty because you weren't able to parlay whatever situations you had with the white dude into at least a long-term relationship. Huh? You gotta love it. Tichina Arnold is not gonna be the first one to tell you, hey, oh yeah, about 20 years ago, about 25, 30 years ago, yeah, I know y'all know me for dating black men or but yeah, there is this 1, 2, 10 white dudes in my past, Latino men in my past. Huh? Does it matter? No, it's just confirmation of what we say here and what Cree said on that Gus T. Renegade clip. In secret, there's a lot of black women out here with the white dudes on the low. Shout out to all you black men that decide to engage with that anyway. And they'd be surprised when you find out, oh, she has all of this misandry, black misandry going on, all these black misandry thoughts. No pun. Huh? So outside of using this as another example, no, not really matter. It doesn't really matter. But we speak about these things for the young men so that the young men can see that Z is not just some old bitter dude making things up. No, these black women be secretly out here with the white dudes. And they talk crazy to you. They have all the weird standards for you. Huh? They claim all type of loyalty to you. They try to sound like they're morally superior to you by using the idea that they're that they're more loyal than you are, or more loyal to the black community and the opposite sex than black men are. Huh? They pull the, yeah, you know, well, it's different when black men date out and when black women. See, when we date out, we're looking for love, and it's because of colorism and featureism and texturism. And when you date out, it's because you get with sexism and colorism and misogyny and misogynoir. Huh? Yeah. You know, Chrissy covered this also, and I skimmed through it a little bit. I'm going to go back and listen to it. She covered the interview, but she mentioned the colorism part of the interview. She did not mention this part of the interview. Of course she didn't. Huh? Of course she didn't. Because Tichina Arnold said something very critical here. You just having fun with black women. I know you're going to marry a white woman, and you're right, he did. One of the hottest white women over the past couple decades, publicly. Huh? And this wasn't even his heyday, too. This is not in the middle of his heyday. Yeah, you gotta love it. And he with another white woman now. Huh? Yeah, Chrissy, you don't want to cover that. You don't want to put that on Front Street. Tichina Arnold was right. He was going to marry him, a white woman, and he did. You got to leave women out like this out here in the elements. Yeah? And this is my point in Telescope. And Telescope says, they're only as loyal as their options, Z. That's the quote right there. Oh, man. We're going to play that Creed clip again so that Creed can let y'all know. For all of y'all who never heard this before, this is from Gus T. Renegades, The Cows, Context of White Supremacy. This is an old conversation. This is after Gus T. Renegade attempted to interview this black lady, black professor who wrote a book about swirling or something like that. And After Gus T pretty much ran her off. Gus T Renegade practically ran her off. She couldn't handle the heat. And Cree spoke. And this is a black woman. And this is what she had to say.
Secret. And white people, they enforce and depend upon its secrecy so that we don't even know the devastating effect other black people don't even necessarily know, where all those defensive statements are coming from black women, because people don't know she's been in the bed with a white man. They depend on the secrecy of that, and they don't want it exposed.
Y'all give me a second. I need to do that over.
Gosh, there were 2 points, but I'll just respond to the latter one. I meant to say this earlier when we were talking about the reason that black females may be more confused about the system of racism, white supremacy, and who practices it. And I said I thought the primary reason was that we don't experience the more violent forms of it. No, that's secondary. Primary, this is really key. People really need to, I hope people will hear this, and I hope people will believe this. Some people know this. The primary reason is that black females are either the primary participants or secondary participants, meaning that their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their friends, somebody they know who's a black female is engaging in sex with white people. Our minds are more mushy because we engage in more sex with white people than black males do. And that seems to be the reverse of what is the case, because on the sidewalk, you see a whole lot more black males with white females than the reverse. But there's a whole lot. There has always been since slavery, there has always been, continues to be, in office buildings, in houses, everywhere you can possibly think of, lots and lots of sex between black females and white men. The key is that it's real hush-hush. It's real secret. And white people, they enforce and depend upon its secrecy so that we don't even know the devastating effect other black people don't even necessarily know, where all those defensive statements are coming from black women, because people don't know she's been in the bed with a white man. They depend on the secrecy of that, and they don't want it exposed. Hush.
Yep. It's happening everywhere. In cars, in office buildings, in apartments, in condos, in homes, right? Outside, in parks. Look, none of that is any of black men's business. What is black men's business is when these same women who get rejected or tossed afterward, they want to wag their finger at you for exercising your options outside of the black race. When they want to claim loyalty as some type of flex of moral superiority over black men. As some type of loyalty to the black community and the black cause and being some pseudo pro-black. After the white dude or the Latino dude, maybe the Asian dude, been pogo sticking up and down their esophagus. Well, damn. Anyway, that's why we're covering this. And as I said earlier, Tichina Arnold said something that you don't often hear black women actually openly admit to. I know he gonna turn around and marry one of his own. Why did you entertain it in the first place? Oh, but at least she said that, right? Oh, man.
She had a weird conversation with me, like 2 months into us dating. It made me think that she had some like different motives to dating me. Made me uncomfortable. She was like, Jeff, I'm happy to finally be with a white man. Black dudes, you can't trust them. They're just gonna cheat on you. They ain't. You know how uncomfortable you feel right now? Imagine how I felt. This is in real life for me. This is just a story for you. I felt uncomfortable as I didn't know what to do. So I talked to a black friend of mine. His name's Josh. I was like, Josh, told him the whole story. He's like, Jeff, I'll tell you what you got to do, but you might not like it. I'm like, all right, let me have it. He's like, Jeff, for the culture, you got to cheat on that. That's what...
If you want to date outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. Man, if you want...
And you hear it. And yes, there are black women that think like this concerning non-black men, black men and non-black men. This is not to discourage you, to all of you young black men. It's not the end of the world, but it does mean that black women are human beings also. They're not morally superior to you. They too believe in the European beauty standard. They too believe in the European idea of success and status. Status that's denoted by skin color. Oops. The same people that call you colorist, or that say black men are colorists, are themselves too colorist. Yeah. The part of the conversations the ladies don't want to admit to. The part of the conversations the ladies don't want to admit to. Oh, man. So I'm gonna do a compilation of this. We're gonna cover this maybe sometime next month or this month. This month I have time. So that we can emphasize this in 2026 as the environment is changing, that these ladies did whatever they want to do. Tichina Arnold turned around and got married to a black man, yeah, had kids and whatnot. Yes. But you gotta love her framing. I love me a black man, but I just had to try it. You gotta love it. I just had to try it. Ooh.
You've been in this business all this time. You never fucked around with it.
I dated. Well, I did say I did. The actor that I dated.
Yeah.
And the one white guy that I dated.
You dated a white guy?
I sure did.
That's good. How was that?
He was nice. But he was different. But I told him, I said, the reason why we've come to the end of our road, I see you dating all these black women. Now you're dating me. And you're not going to end up with a black woman. You're going to share your riches and your legacy with someone white. And so I'm getting off this train.
Really?
Yeah. And I told you, I'm very good with endings. I'm like, yeah, okay, bye. But nice guy, really nice guy. But it was just, I knew it wasn't going anywhere. But it was a great experience because he was a good human being. He was a good human being. And I think in life, I had to experience that. So I know what the other side is. You know, it's just not something that I want. I really love black men. I'm just attracted to black men. Like, that's my natural, it comes down to everything. Just the pheromones, the smell, and everything.
You liked him and he liked you.
We liked each other, but he pursued me. He actually took me on a date. We did the red carpet. He asked me to, I was like, what?
I can just picture you going.
And this is in Hyde Martin, too. Yeah, I was like, what? But he was good looking and stuff. Brian Austin Green, very well loved.
Really?
Yeah, nice guy. Nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice guy. Oh, and great, like, rapper. Like, he was good at writing. He had a studio in his house. And that was another thing that attracted me to him. He was very musically inclined. His dad is a jazz musician and stuff. Yeah, so there was a lot of commonality there. But he was like the only actor and white guy that I ever dated.
That's what's up.
I gave it a shot.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope. That's dope.
Have black women ever considered that more often than not, when you're dealing with these white dudes or these Latinos from around the way, that all you are is a prop in their life for the time they're in? Have black women ever considered that? Like, you admit he had a studio and he was in the rap and he was writing. What better way to prove or show your bona fides, especially when you are in television show after television show, in movies with nothing but white folks? What better way to show that you're air quotes down than to be with, well, the brown? Uh-oh. Huh? It's so simple. Whether it's Travis Kelsey, whether it's this dude, whether it's, you see this from the white dudes. Huh? Kid Rock, Machine Gun Kelly, rumor has it Marky Mark. You see this from the white dudes. You see this from the Latinos. Have you ever considered you just a prop? Huh? Telescope, see? And Telescope says they're raw oysters to white men. He might try it once or twice, but after that, he's good. No mas. Ah, yeah. So I'm not gonna, stress this a little bit. I mean, stress this a little bit. Stress this too much. Sorry, y'all. Or overemphasize it. A bunch of people are covering it. I gotta check out accountable commentary. AC, apparently he covered it. Um, yeah, right. Check me out. I was on Shay Sade's channel earlier today. I have a bunch of stuff to catch up on. Actually, there's a bunch of stuff I gotta catch up on. With that, I want to just give my little 2 cents on this Tichina Arnold thing. Eh, right? This is not either one of them, you know, their heyday. So us finding this out decades later, meh. Once again, we just use this as a teachable moment for black men and whatever black women are listening, that Tichina Arnold knew what it was, and she was right. That still don't mean he didn't get what he wanted from her. We don't know. She didn't go into detail. Smart. But she left enough space for speculation. Huh? So black women out here knowing, and she said she knew. And I promise y'all find any coverage of this, read through the comments, and you're gonna see black women after black women. They're gonna be shouting out Travis Kelsey, right? They're gonna be shouting out Travis Kelsey in the comments, and they're gonna be admitting that they know. And the only thing you can do with women like that is leave them out here in the elements. That's the only thing you could do with them. Huh? Wow. And Spademan says kind of more proof that quote unquote most race loyal is just an urban legend. It was always an urban legend. That most race loyal, that loyalty crap was always an urban legend. That was black women in specific trying to play moral high ground with black men, with black elders being biased referees. Nobody want to be honest about it. It's not that black women are more loyal, it's that they have less choices and options. is that most of them know if they even try it, them white dudes and them Latino dudes go do something serious to them. And I'm not talking about deletion either. Huh? That's what it really is. It's not loyalty. And by the way, that's perfectly okay. Mr. Z is about you going out there anyway and staying out there. Especially when all you have is sexist, misandry talk for black men. Oh yeah, stay out there forever. Whatever happened, happened. You end up getting married to the white dude and y'all have y'all cute little mixed kids and then that's great. And he whisk you away and you get to live your full white woman life. That's great. But if your relationship is more akin to what the DeBarges had going on, oops. So be it. So on that note, y'all, then we're a little over 35 minutes. We'll pause right here. Shout out to Tichina Arnold for admitting the truth. Things that we know already in the Black Manosphere. Just wanted to give my 2 cents. Really nothing to see here. This is not like it was. She's not telling this to us, a month out or even a year out. This is like a couple decades ago. This is like actually more than that. This is like what, 3 decades ago? Yeah. Yawn. Huh? Oh man. So Mr. Z just got the shoulders up. I'm like shrugging, like, people. We're gonna we're gonna have commentary about this. I'm over here stumbling over my words. We're going to have commentary about this because it's just another straw. See, Charles is like the mid '90s, so it's talking about 30 years ago here, right? I'm talking about 30 years ago, give or take a year or two. It's notable because, as Cree said on Gus T. Renegade, a lot of this stuff is secret. And as Tichina Arnold herself said, she knew he was going to end up with a white woman and have his legacy and his children and his resources with a white woman. So, on that note, y'all, truly, we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. Shout out to Tichina Arnold. And yeah, y'all have a great, Megan Fox. He was with Megan Fox. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Mr. Z out.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.